Defamation case against the magazine In Touch, which published a cover story about the star entering rehab. A judge has now rejected the magazine's request to dismiss the case. ABC's Eva Pilgrim is here with the story. Good morning, Eva.
Good morning, George. Blake Shelton hasn't been shy making comments about having a drink, but he says that doesn't mean he's an alcoholic or that a magazine can write whatever they want about him either. This morning, Blake Shelton is celebrating because a judge sided with him in a first ruling.
Blake Shelton seeing the light in a big victory for the country star overnight. A California judge deciding not to throw out his multi-million-dollar defamation lawsuit against Bauer Publishing after it ran this cover of In Touch magazine in September, which the 39-year-old megastar alleges falsely suggests, among other things, that he is in rehab and that a drinking problem helped destroy his marriage to fellow country singer Miranda Lambert.
It's a huge win for Blake and his attorney, and it's a very difficult hurdle to get over in the court of law in California.
The judge saying it appears to be undisputed that In Touch ran the headline without believing that Shelton had actually entered rehab, even citing the sworn statement of the magazine's editorial director. It most certainly was not my intention to convey in the headline or in the article that Mr. Shelton had actually entered rehab.
The more I drank, the more I drank.
But the publishing giant arguing that the Grammy-nominated singer who has written songs like this one called The More I Drink has staked his reputation on heavy drinking, citing his many tweets where he jokes about it like this one. I'm still so drunk right now, I just dialed 911 and shouted, "Help! Why is Wednesday spelled like that?" The magazine also highlighting this red carpet interview with CNN in 2011.
My heart and soul is, being a redneck and drinking and being stupid,
Shelton firing back in his sworn statement, drinking or comments about drinking is part of my shtick with my fans, part of my act, part of my performance, but in no way indicates that I have an actual problem with alcohol.
There's a big line in the sand between a partying country singer and somebody who needs to go to rehab.
Now, regarding the case, we reached out to In Touch. They told us no comment. A spokesperson for Shelton telling us overnight, In Touch Weekly knowingly ran a false story, and Blake is pleased the judge ruled that his lawsuit can move forward. George.
Okay, Eva, thanks. Let's talk to Dan Abrams about this right now. So this is an important step for Blake Shelton here, but far from the end of the road.
That's right. It's a big win for him, but it's a really interesting legal argument that In Touch was making. They're effectively saying he can't be defamed. How could we possibly have defamed him? He's on Twitter, he's talking about his drinking, he's singing about his drinking. So all we said is he's going to rehab. That's a good thing, not a bad thing. Defamation is supposed to be, In Touch argues, something negative about the person, something that holds them in disrepute. This doesn't.
Hearing that, it seems to have echoes of what we heard from Gawker in that Hulk Hogan case.
There's a similarity in the types of defenses, right? In both cases, you're hearing Gawker and In Touch. It's similar issues in them saying the celebrity brought this upon himself. But very different kinds of legal cases. In the Gawker case, you're talking about invasion of privacy. Here you're talking about libel and defamation. Very different.
And quickly, in the end, the legal bar is still very high for Blake Shelton.
That's right, but he's overcome the big one. It's getting over and into trial is the hardest thing very often. Now that he's going to trial, juries tend to be very sympathetic to people like Shelton in situations like this.
Okay, Dan Abrams, thanks very much.